Hello everybody, this is Mini Receiver, and this is my virtual tour. So I entered at Metro Early College High School located at 1929 Kenny Road in Columbus, Ohio, and my mentors were Mr. Newcomer and Mr. Rosen. I get to school by driving, but specifically getting to my internship, I walk to Mr. Newcomer's class. So for this internship, I had the opportunity to work with historical documents, and I had to find a way to safely preserve the documents and find a way to organize them, and also think of a way to display the documents. So I had to do a lot of research and came up with a solution for all three of the tasks. So basically, I broke the internship into three parts. And so first, number one, I had to find a safe way to preserve the documents, and I found a way which was called encapsulating, which involved polyester film, and basically you would place the document in the polyester film and put double-sided tape on around the document and put another layer of polyester film on top of it. And the second part of the internship was organizing the documents. And I had a couple ideas. I had an idea of barcodes, sorting them through years, sorting them through major events, and I even had an idea of sorting them through the units that Mr. Newberg goes through. But after talking to Mr. Rosen, I came up with he told me about an app called Evernote. So basically, I would just put tags and take pictures of the documents and put them in the tags. And so basically, someone would just look up a tag in the system and it would say, just go to this certain box and you would find that document and tags related to that document. And for the third part of this internship, for the display case, me and Mr. Rosen sat down and talked about a display case. So we thought about kind of a display case that kind of looked like, you could say, like an arcade game kind of a thing. So basically, on the top, you'd have 4 frames where you could put in and out newspapers, and then there'd be another part where you would put books and stamps and that kinds of things, and on the bottom part there'd be just pictures of Mr. Rosen's father and honoring him. This is my workspace. I'd use my computer to take notes, and I'd use the cart to bring in and take back documents. And basically at my internship I'd follow basic Metro rules because I was at Metro. So I chose this internship because I was thinking about becoming a historian. So this internship will let me gain a lot of experience and made me think about that field and gave me some idea of, if I should take that field or not. So it was really helpful. So could you introduce yourself and tell everybody a little bit about this internship?
Sure. So my name is Corey Neugebauer. I'm one of the social studies instructors and dean of students here at Metro. And the project stems from a gentleman named Rich Rosen, who is one of the founding members of the Metro itself. He worked for Battelle, specifically Battelle for Kids. And so he kind of helped bring Battelle and Ohio State and Franklin County Educational Council together to form Metro. Mr. Rosen's father was an avid collector of newspapers and stamps and other kind of historical documents. And so he just collected these over years. And so Mr. Rosen and I, the past couple of years, were talking about, well, how do we honor his father and maybe make these historical documents accessible to Metro students, especially since we have a lot of kids who go through American history, and it'd be a great way to learn or kind of add to their learning. So the idea was, how do we safely store all these documents? How do we catalog them? And then also, how do we display them for the rest of Metro? And so this was started last year by another student. Frankly, we didn't get very far on it. We ran into a few issues, and so the opportunity presented with Munir to maybe step in and kind of help advance this ball, which that's what we're going to talk about right now. What's happened with the project?
So, what exactly was my job for this internship?
Well, I would say there's kind of three different parts to this. One was just helping to organize a safe place to store all this material. Then two was cataloging it in a way that it could be easily accessed. And so maybe it could be usable by any of the American history teachers or any other teacher that wanted to access these historical documents. And then I'd say the third part of it was building a display case, kind of like the way Mrs. Baker displays artwork. And we'd have a picture of Mr. Rosen's father, we'd have a plaque, and then we'd have, kind of like a rotating selection of items that could be placed in there. I mean, there's some really, really cool stuff dating back to the birth of our country and even beyond. So that was the kind of three parts of the project that needed to be completed in order to successfully meet our goals.
Okay, so what Metro habits have you seen me exhibit throughout this internship period?
I would say there's definitely been engagement. I think Munir has shown genuine interest in this project, which is really helpful, and I know that that's meant a lot to Mr. Rosen to have someone interested in working on something that his father was really interested in. I would also say at times communicator and collaborator. At times Munir's done a really good job because his free period, second period, is a period that I'm teaching, and unfortunately my free periods where it's easier for me to meet with him, our third and fourth period where he has class, and so some of the communication collaboration has been good at times, trying to overcome those obstacles, because a lot of other students may have more of a block of time where they can really talk with their mentor and get what they need, and I'll admit that there have been some times where he's been put in difficult situations, and then again at times I have seen active, responsible decision maker. So I think a lot of the habits we've seen at times have been definitely good.
Okay, so how would you say my overall performance was throughout this internship?
I think overall, I'd say good, and at the same time, not what is possible from you. So I think part of that stems from the idea that it's not the easiest internship situation. I mean, in some ways I'm here, and in some ways I'm not. I'm not available during the exact internship time that you have. So, and I think at times you've made some good choices to overcome that. Then there's times where, like, after school or before school, when I am available, I feel like you could have come in, done a little bit more. So it's a little bit mixed. And I feel like we also got started this a little bit later in the semester. I mean, at least the third to, if not the last week of September.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that set it back a little bit. So I think you're on the right track. I mean, there are things that I see that are on the right track of getting to where we need to go. But to be honest, I would say we're only about really halfway through, where we need to be, if that. And I really would like to see this continue through the J term.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So this internship at times was difficult, but overall was really fun and let me gain a lot of experience. And the internship was priceless. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed.